Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we are back. I know I haven't uploaded the last couple days. I was out of town for Christmas vacation, but I have now returned. I'm excited to get back into uploading, and we're going to start off by talking about these new Showtime players coming tomorrow in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM. I will have a video dropping later today where I talk about the glitch that happened this morning, which I'm sure many of y'all are aware of, and some of y'all I'm sure took advantage of as well, because that was one of the most game-breaking things that has really ever happened. It wasn't even a glitch, it was just a mistake by 2K, and I'm really intrigued to see exactly what comes of that, because it doesn't look like much has come of it as of yet. 2K is currently on vacation, or at least their employees are, I guess, for Christmas. So going to be interesting to see what happens with that over the next week or so, or whenever we do wind up getting some sort of resolution about that. But for today, for this video, we're going to talk about these three players coming tomorrow: Diamond Zion, Diamond JR, and Diamond DeMarcus Cousins. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 17,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I'm back to uploading every single day. We're going to be right back to uploading just as much as I was before Christmas. Just took a couple of days off, but we're back, and I would really appreciate it if you all do subscribe. Without further ado, we are getting tomorrow a Diamond JR, Diamond Zion, Diamond DeMarcus Cousins. Three guys who all have potential to be interesting, and at different points in different 2Ks have been great cards. But this year, I kind of wonder how good they're really going to be. I guess we'll start off with J.R. Smith, and we'll go through each of them. Look at the cards they already have this year. For example, JR already has this 6'6" shooting guard, small forward, 6'10" wingspan, 84 speed and excel, 89 3-ball, 90 driving dunk, 82 perimeter, 85 lateral, and that is about it. Now, he does not have clamps, doesn't have glove, doesn't have interceptor, doesn't have anchor, doesn't have brick wall, can't get every badge. But what you are probably going to get with this J.R. Smith card is going to be a guy. The Diamond JR is going to be an awesome offensive card. He's going to have Hoff posterizer, Hoff precision dunker, Hoff agent 3 and blinders, obviously, but also badges like Hoff limitless range as well, probably. Much better playmaking badges in all likelihood, including he will probably have bailout, blow by, speed booster, things of that nature, which will really help him out. Hopefully he does get the key defensive badges that he needs. Doesn't have to be the best, but I would love him to at least get clamps, glove, interceptor maybe. I don't know if he'll even get all those, but he needs to at least have clamps. I doubt he gets 94 feet, fast feet, right stick gripper, all that type of stuff, all those extra badges, but as long as he's decently complete defensively, he'll be pretty good. The Ray Frost and size up though is not very good. Pro dribble style, kind of mid. In fact, I wouldn't say that's very good either. Draw behind the back isn't special. Sigs wise, he's just not impressive. Pro 3 leaner is fine, but not amazing. As a whole, his release isn't incredible either. I just struggle to see him being good enough at the shooting guard position, which is a position as good as it is. I just find it hard, unless his animations are changed, his release is sped up, things of that nature, to see him being on the level of the best shooting guards in the game. Obviously not going to be Kobe, but is he our test? Kawhi, Jimmy Butler level? I highly doubt that as well. So for me, I don't think JR will wind up being worth his price. Zion, kind of similarly, also will not be worth his price unless his release has changed. 85 speed, 85 excel. On the Amethyst, I mean, the Diamond's going to have 90 plus speed. He's going to be an insane slasher, and he's going to be much better as a defender and a shooter than the Amethyst was. Much more complete card, likely to have a couple of Hall of Fame defensive badges. We'll probably have clamps. We'll probably have more playmaking ability, and definitely have some more shooting ability and a higher 3-ball. The question with the card is simply the release, though, because this release is not very good. This Zion release is pretty darn poor, and his SIGs, honestly, are not amazing either. So while he's going to be super athletic, super quick, and definitely an interesting card, I just think size-wise at only 6'6", even with a decent-ish wingspan. I mean, he's a little undersized at small forward, and I understand he's got a very wide, big, bulky player build, but at the same time, even at small forward, I just think he's going to be a little small, and with the release the way it is currently, unless that release gets changed, it's just not a good release, and that's pretty killer, especially at the small forward position, because there's a lot of good 3 and D small forwards who can defend their butts off and shoot at a very high level. Zion's going to be a dunk and D small forward. I'm not sure how great he'll be defensively, but obviously he'll be an elite dunker, but I'm a little worried that the lack of shooting ability is going to prevent this card for being an elite level small forward. If he has a changed release though, better SIG, some stuff like that, I mean, he's going to be a dog. I just don't think that's going to happen. DeMarcus Cousins is the final diamond coming today, and DeMarcus is a card or tomorrow, I should say, and DeMarcus is a card as well who I do think will actually be pretty good. DeMarcus Cousins' only card this year was his Sapphire, or Ruby, I should say, that he got in Season 1, September 15th. He got this card a week after the game came out. So that was a long time ago. Obviously, a 94 overall diamond DeMarcus Cousins is going to look a whole hell of a lot better than this 87 overall Ruby DeMarcus looked. I mean, I expect he'll have 80 speed, 85 3-ball, decent at least defense, and very good slashing. My question with him is mainly going to be, will he have anchor? What other defensive badges will he have? How good will he be defensively? And then the other question with this card is, how good of a playmaker is he going to be? Because 69 ball handle in the Ruby, I think you're looking at a guy who's probably going to be able to time burst, at least with a diamond shoe. Although they might give him like a 79, and then he won't be able to time burst unless you have D'Antoni, which would be kind of annoying. But I think as a playmaking, versatile big at the power forward position, if he's got pretty good speed and he's a pretty good defender, this is probably the best card card from tomorrow's drop, especially since he also has that MJ dribble style, which is actually very good. If they give him some shot creation ability with his SIGs and his, or I should say more so with the ball handle rating and his playmaking badges, he could be a really nice, interesting pick and pop power forward. Gonna be, honestly, I think a good card to compare this to DeMarcus Cousins to is Evan Mobley. The reason I say that is because Evan Mobley is going to be the more defensive option. He's a really good card. I'm very high on Evan Mobley as an overall card. I really do think he's quite good. I'm not exaggerating about that at all. The thing about Evan Mobley, though, is his release is not amazing. He doesn't do much as a playmaker. He's much more of a defensive, rebounding, all-around versatile card. I think with DeMarcus Cousins, you're going to get a card who's not nearly as good defensively, but gives you a lot more offensive versatility. Maybe he'll be as faster, but with better ball handling ability, better playmaking badges, better release, probably just overall better card, I think. And as a whole, offensively at least, I think DeMarcus Cousins is going to be really fun. And I think at power forward, especially being 6'10", I mean, as long as he's a capable enough defender, he's a pretty interesting card who I think can compete against the KGs and Anthony Davises and Evan Mobleys and Hakeems of the world at that power forward position. That seems very, very likely to me. And overall, I would say DeMarcus Cousins is definitely the card for tomorrow that I am the most intrigued by, unless we see different SIGs for JR, a different release for Zion, that type of stuff. JR, I understand why they didn't let him play point guard, but at point guard, he would have been more viable. I will say that. I think he'd be on the level of guys like D-Book and LaMelo. At shooting guard, unlikely he's super viable. Small forward position may not be the craziously strong in my team, but it's definitely strong enough that I don't think Zion's going to have a spot on any top team. And DeMarcus Cousins is the only card from today's drop that I actually think really has a shot to make a lot of really good squads. But at the same time, I don't actually know how good he's really going to be. So going to be interesting to see that as well, of course, and how good of a card he really is. So with that being said, that is going to do it for today's video. I think I'm going to call it there. One thing I will mention, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with MT, because for all the people with 10 million MT, if your MT isn't wiped off your account tomorrow, you might as well go ahead and buy all these players and keep buying every single card that comes out until that MT gets wiped. If it does, I'm not totally sure what's going to happen with that. We will obviously figure that out later, but when 2K announces whatever's going to happen or does whatever they're going to do at that point. For the time being, though, I will say, I'm not exactly like, I'm not sure what's going to happen tomorrow. I'm not really sure what's going to happen in the next week. It's going to be really intriguing to see, but I also do think there is definitely potential for, I mean, DeMarcus Cousins to be great, and I think it's going to be really interesting to see what happens this week with this mode, because this Paul George glitch was worse than the Gobert and Kuzma issue that happened, honestly, and it also lasted for much longer than that Gobert and Kuzma glitch did, and as a whole, that's going to change this game a lot, potentially. I think there's some stuff that's going to happen with that, but we're going to make a whole video that I'm going to talk about what happened with this Paul George effect or with this Paul George mistake and what effect that will have on the mode in another video, but that's not the topic of this one. So be on the lookout for that video in around an hour, but for now, we're just going to upload this one. I hope you all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.